Welcome viewers. According to 3 sources with knowledge of the matter, this multi-pronged and so far unsuccessful effort to get Trump to denounce West follows the ex-president's Nazi Mar-a-Lago dinner last month, with the anti-Semitism spewing, Hitler-lauding West and fascist youth leader Nick Fuentes. In this video we will break it all down for you. But before we continue, please take a minute of your precious time to hit the subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell to get the latest update from us. High-profile Jewish Trump supporters and conservative pro-Israel donors have angrily demanded an audience with the ex-president. Some have managed to get on the phone with Trump, only to be told that the former president has supposedly done all he can and that he's already done so much for the Jewish people and Israel. "I begged him, and it didn't work as expected," one of these individuals, who spoke to Trump, recounts to Rolling Stone. Others have urgently reached out to Trump's Jewish son-in-law and former top White House advisor Jared Kushner, only to have their messages left unreturned. And though a handful of Trump's prominent Jewish allies and campaign donors have spoken out against the ex-president's dinner with West and Fuentes, a much larger number have been keeping quiet. Some out of fear of Trump's retaliation, others out of a fear of potential loss of access, especially if he retakes the White House in 2025. For days, however, a loose network of anti-genocide activists, Jewish Republicans, and other Jewish figures and leaders have circulated a draft letter that several of them intend to deliver to Trump soon, according to different copies and revisions reviewed by Rolling Stone. Organizers are hoping that a critical mass number of recipients, particularly pro-Trump conservatives, end up signing, though those involved with the project are cognizant of the widespread fears of crossing Trump. "Please condemn Canny, Fuentes, and all of their ilk who claim to be your supporters and admirers," reads a draft of the letter. "Pledge publicly never again to grant them a meeting or a platform until they apologize for and utterly repudiate their vile hate and anti-Semitism, or risk losing the admiration of those Jews who heretofore have been so grateful for your having stood with Israel and the Jewish people in their hour of need. Failure on your part to condemn you, Fuentes, and all who share their vile ideology and who call themselves part of your base will inevitably provoke a widespread and irrevocable repudiation of your candidacy and your legacy. The world is watching, Mr. President, as is a grateful Jewish community, along with your beloved children and grandchildren. The time to act is now." One of the letter's principal co-authors is Rabbi Shmuley Bodich, a media figure and a longtime fixture of conservative pro-Israel circles. The rabbi has repeatedly called Trump the greatest friend Israel ever had in the White House and says he was incredibly pro-Trump, though only on Israel. Bodich has maintained close relationships with some of Trump's inner circle and several of the former president's biggest acolytes. But in recent years, the rabbi has grown increasingly critical of Trump and his MAGA cohort, including on issues related to the authoritarian election denialism that's proliferated within the mainstream GOP. Bodich previously described the letter as an ultimatum to Trump, but now characterizes it as a declaration. Though the final, signed version of the letter hasn't yet been sent to the ex-president as of Wednesday, a source familiar with the matter says a copy of it has already leaked to a number of Trump advisors in recent days. Trumpland is signaling it won't have much of an effect. "I've seen it, and I do not care," one Trump advisor says. A version of the letter to Trump charges that "you certainly knew that Kanye West had been on a weeks-long diabolical campaign against Jewry, essentially describing our community publicly as leeches, bloodsuckers, and parasites. We cannot comprehend why you have been utterly silent about your dinner guest, whom you personally defended after being criticized, and who praised the man who murdered 6 million Jews. As you know, Hitler would have, God forbid, murdered your own Jewish daughter, son-in-law, and grandchildren, so why would give his supporters the time of day, let alone a seat quite literally at your table? Please, what is your take on this? And remember to subscribe as well. Thanks for